Alright, so I basically wanted to go over why I prefer skating this, the UFR, over this, the Seba CJ 2. The first main point with these on where I prefer these is the sizing. The CJ2s in the plastic version, they top out at a UK 9.5, which I'm around about the 10 to 10.5 mark. So one, it's kind of already a bit small, plus because you've got like this has the raise on the heel, whereas this is flat, so this gives you less to play with if you're not like stacking up shock absorbers. And two, with this as well, they actually come up sized really small. The UFR has slightly more length to it, but with this obviously you have a liner and then the internal lining of the skate underneath as well, whereas with this, a really nice thin shell with just the liner, so there's a lot less going on, so it gives you a lot more room for play. I can skate these for hours comfortably, but with the CJs I can only skate those for maybe like 2 hours at best a lot of time before I start to feel it's like really scrunching up on my toes. I don't know what it is about the CJ ones, but I find them quite unreliable. Like they snap open on these. Like it's got a lot more of a satisfying snap, so when it does lock in, it locks in a lot tighter. I'll find myself at most, if I'm lacing up to the top of the liner, I'll maybe just alter that like once. Once you're in it, you're kind of good to go. When I go skate, I just want to be able to get into the skate and start skating as soon as possible. Like I could be sat for like over 5 minutes sorting these out because you've got to really loosen the lacing around here to get your foot into the liner. If the liner is laced up as well, then once you've sorted your lacing out initially for the boot, then you're lacing up the liner, then you're doing the buckle as well as the strap. Exactly the same process on the UFR. Takes like half the time underneath this big wedge here that makes it possible for these to mount UFS frames on. You've still got that like natural foot position. It does put you up higher, but I would much rather sacrifice a bit of the ride height and precision to be more comfortable. Obviously, a lot more people actually prefer it because you've got the added energy transfer with this one, especially with it being like lower to the ground, and then your point of contact for the frame to be mounted onto the boot is obviously a lot more flush because there's no space lost. So when you are riding this, you will notice like your wheels are a lot more like close and like hugging up to the boot almost. Honestly, the shell's still pretty nice and stiff and robust. More so on the black version. Like I have noticed, for example, if you're skating the white version of this, the plastic does feel a bit softer. So say when you're on ankle specific movements, or if you're like landing from like jumping off stuff, like the shell's got a bit more bend to it. If you're skating on anything up to like a 90mm wheel with these, like they perform so well. It's a really solid skate. I guess an easy one with this would be if you're doing it from like a financial standpoint. This is £240 in the UK and comes with an intuition liner already in there. This is £280 in the UK and doesn't come with an intuition liner. So this is going to come up quite a bit more expensive before you've even got frame and wheels on there. So if you're on a bit more of a tight budget or needing to save up for it, then this will be the easier option to go for. Also, I'm noticing from holding both of these, like, yeah, the weight difference in these is incredible. If that's something you're bothered about. With lighter frames, it probably won't make too much of a difference, but say if you want to try this with something like an advanced, something with like bigger wheels, then this might feel a bit more nimble with the lack of weight in comparison to like what the CJs would feel like. I keep on wondering if to skate these again, but then it always comes back to me for like the comfort issue. Like if I was gonna skate these, it will literally be if I walk to a spot, put them on, skate for a couple of hours, take them off, and then walk back. I'm not going to enjoy generally skating around on these because they're a lot tighter. And then if you're on particularly like bumpy ground, like a lot of the stuff here is in like the UK, like your feet are going to get fatigued a lot quicker. Very different story in these. Like I will use them if I'm not in the mood to do tricks and I just want to cover some miles. I know this has got me covered to like not ruin my feet. It's easy to put on, it's light, it's still responsive enough for what I want it to do. You have to weigh up whether you want more performance-based or comfort. And honestly, for me, at least at like 41 now, like I would rather have the comfort. Another thing I did notice with these, when I've been skating them for longer, they do have a habit of, I think because I weigh in quite heavy on my tricks and stuff, so I can't remember exactly which cuff ball it is, but for me on the CJs, like around this area here will start like, you'll see a lot of wear on it where it's almost like trying to pull at the cuff, and then it also ends up meaning that the cuff is like constantly loosening while I'm skating. I don't seem to have that on the UFR. It might just be a me thing. I feel like this is nice and wide open compared to some plastic boots for like the lacing, so it allows you to not have like that vice type feeling, which I definitely notice on these. So anyway, I feel like I've been speaking about both of these boots. Probably more so this one, as you can probably tell from watching this, this would be my boot of choice. I think, for me at least personally, proving that you don't always necessarily need the technically better / more expensive setup to really enjoy your skating. Like for me, this is just nice and simple and does exactly what I want it to. If there is any other things that people are wondering, if you've got all the way to the end of this, then yeah, feel free to ping me a question in the comments and I will try and answer whatever you're wondering as best as possible. But yeah, anyway, I'm done. That is all I've got.